So, who's the cheeky internet guy trying to score some last night watch time with a review of an Age of Extinction figure? This guy! Hey everybody, Rocktimus Prime here, back with another video review. Now today, excuse the voice, I am coming down with a slight cold. It's a summer cold, it's weird. I don't usually get summer colds, but the new movie is coming out, and I thought what better way to celebrate it than by looking at a toy that came out last time the movies came around, and really the first one I got, and the only one I really wanted of the Dinobots, Scorn. So this is your deluxe class Scorn, and he is pretty cool. Now, there are a few glaring screen inaccuracies, like he's only got one fin. This part of the torso looks really weird, it's kind of broken and you can see the mushroom pegs holding the spikes on. He's rather small and, like, you can see his robot head. And obviously the colors are very off the on-screen model. Now in the movie he was kind of red, but he also had 3 spines and he was huge. The Voyager for the last night is looking to fix all these problems, except for the being red part, which I'm all for. I really like this guy. In fact, I pretty much posed this guy once, because as you can see, I do display him in Dino mode. That tail is really close to my eye. For accessories, he's really only packing this sword thing that can store in his butt tail. Weird sword scabbard place right up in there. And it's okay, it's weapon storage on a dinosaur. So for a deluxe scale dinosaur, he does have some pretty good articulation. The head is infinitely jointed. Like his head goes side to side and up and down, but also it swivels on the neck part here so you can actually get him like in some really decent chomping poses, like sideways chomping poses like that. For sake of the instructions, it is supposed to be like this. This is the official way to do it. But you lose all of those joints. And usually they are for robot mode. But if you just bring this forward and set it like that, which really doesn't get in the way too much, you can do all sorts of poses with his neck. This guy is just so poseable. It's amazing. I love it. The arms here are on ball joints, little tiny ball joints, little tiny T-Rex Spinosaurus hands. And his legs are on ball joints here at the hip. They don't really have knees per se. I mean, you can sort of break the transformation and therefore break his legs. So he really doesn't have knees and he doesn't really have a toe joint. Everything that you're seeing here is moving via the thigh swivel in for his robot mode. So he really doesn't have a whole lot of movement when it comes to his legs. End of the tail can move. Again, this is another arm in robot mode, so you do have a little bit of movement there, but when it's properly transformed, you really don't get any movement at that at all. So, for some size comparisons, here we have Scorn, and here's Voyager Grimlock from Age of Extinction. You can sort of reenact that scene in Jurassic Park 3, where the Spinosaurus attacks and kills the T-Rex. And here is already Skywarp, so you can see how well a jet poses with the dinosaur. And, as he's a dinosaur, MP10 really wouldn't fit, so Masterpiece Grimlock. So seeing as how he is a transformer, I suppose we should get to the transformation, something that he didn't actually do in the movie, but never mind. Here's a little robo dude. He is kind of cool. I really do dig this guy. I mean, he really gets away from the movie aesthetic. He's more of a classics redesign of a toy that we never actually got. The head is very unmovie-like. The feet are very unmovie-like. The hands are kind of movie-esque, but he's okay overall. coming in a little closer so you can see the actual figure, here he is, and he is very red, very cool, very red. I love this guy. The head is a nice shiny bounce. I do love that little Robo Noodle. I love the way the spikes form on his back. I think that's just so cool. His hand is really interesting. Like, he has a hand on his head. It's so cool, but he has a head that's his hand. Now, it is kind of weird that his robo jaws are just kind of askew like that, so what I do is I just tighten it back up a la Beast Wars Megatron. Also, it is worth pointing out that when I actually got this guy, I had to do a trick to him. I had to shave off the back nubbins of his helmet because that was stopping his neck from looking up. So, his head can now look all the way up, slightly left, and slightly right. Look, they can pretty much do all of the ways of looking. His shoulders do go all the way around, go out about that far, in that far. They do have a bicep swivel. They also have like an elbow swivel. It's weird. It's like an elbow joint there, but it's also a great use for robot mode. I'll get to this leg here in a minute. His hand comes in, but then he just straight up has a dinosaur hand as a hand, which I don't necessarily mind, but it's weird that works for this guy. Now, it has been a while since I've had him in robot mode, and I don't know if it was like this when I got him, but that leg is just super loose. I don't know what happened there, if it just degraded over time or what. It does look like there's a bit of pink powder in there, which means I'm probably going to have to get some floor polish in there to tighten it up. But that is something you need to look at on your version of the toy. If it's... because it's starting to get a little loose on mine. The other hand really has the same kind of articulation. It goes in and out, mushroom swivel, and a single elbow joint here, because all of this is just a solid bit of rubber. It doesn't move very much at all. The waist, I'm going to do this one because, like I said, this one is a flopgasm. This one here can go, he can high kick without even having to try. He can go out about that far, you know, good, decent bend. His knees are weird. Like, there's a knee joint here, and then there's a knee joint there. So this is the second toy in a row that I can say this. You can get a double jointed knee if you want to break the sculpt. There's really nothing in his feet, though. There's like no ankle tilts or forward and back. I mean, his toes can fold back, but that's mainly due to transformation. He can hold his little knife. It's not really a sword. I mean, it's more of a cleaver than anything. And, you know, I feel like he doesn't really need the sword if he's got this giant lance. But, I mean, do what you want, bro. You do you. So for some size comparisons, whilst in robot mode, here you have him next to Grimlock. And Grimlock is a Voyager, so he gets away with being a lot taller. Grimlock, for the most part, when he transforms, goes skyward. Whereas this guy kind of gets more beefy, he gets a lot thinner. And it's mostly in the legs. And here you have R.I.D. Skywarp, with a bit of customizing for the black null rays. And I went and bloody did it. Masterpiece Grimlock. So the Scorninator then. He is very cool. I highly recommend him. He's one of the best toys from Age of Extinction. I almost said The Last Knight because this guy is also in The Last Knight. Although he'll probably have just about as big a role in The Last Knight as he did in Age of Extinction. As for the toy is where he really shines. I absolutely adore this toy. It was the first one I got for the Age of Extinction line. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go with it. I got him and then I got Evasion Mode Optimus Prime. It was either Evasion Mode then him, I can't remember. And of the kind of meh toys of Age of Extinction, he is definitely a crown jewel. He's a crown jewel. He is definitely best at the Dinobots. Definitely best at the Dinobots. So this has been Rocktimus Prime with Age of Extinction Scorn, saying hope you guys have a good day, good night, whenever you're watching this, and the movie comes out in a week, and I'm really kind of on it. I'll go see it, let you know what I think. See you guys later. Take care, and be excellent to each other.